Okay, ladies and gents, welcome to the second lesson on probability. I hope you guys going to enjoy this one. And if this is your first time watching my lessons, please make sure that you join the family, subscribe to the channel, and we'll make sure that you feel at home. So on this lesson, I want us to work on certain examples on probability. But before we work on certain examples, let's first talk about the probability rules. Don't understand why I keep getting the spelling wrong. Okay, let's start with the probability rules. Okay, so on the probability rules, I want us to first look at if we say, let's say, two events, uh, let's say event A and event B. In most cases, you'll see that, uh, let's say, I have event A and B. We say this event A and B is exhaustive. What is that meaning? So when you see something like this in an exam, you just have to know that what they are trying to tell you is that the probability of A or B is equals to 1. This is what this thing is meaning. Very, very important, okay? So if two events are exhaustive, just know that their probability is 1. The probability of A or B is 1. That is the first rule of probability. The second rule of probability, it says that if you have two events, A and B, okay, so even A and B are mutually exclusive. Because if you don't understand these rules, then you're going to have a problem when it comes to calculations, right? So mutually exclusive events, it means that A and B cannot occur at the same time. So what is that telling you about their intersection? If we say two events are mutually exclusive, what is that telling you about their intersection? It means that the intersection of the probability of A and B cannot occur at the same time, which gives them the intersection of 0. That is the second event. Event number 3, this one is when we say there are uh, event A and B are complementary events, mutually exclusive and exhaustive. Okay, so this one is for A and B. We say that they are complementary events. So complementary events, ladies and gents, it means that uh, we have mutually exclusive and exhaustive. So you know what I need you to, you know what you can do. Just note that when we say A and B are complementary event, it's just rule 1 and rule number 2. But there are some of the most important things that we can add from that rule. The first one is that the probability of A, when you add with the probability of B, they should give you 1. So the sum of probability and up to 1. And if you take the probability of A, you add with the probability of not A, you should also get 1. So I think it's very important if you note down these rules, because we are coming back on how to apply the rules, okay? We are coming back to these rules. We're going to answer questions using this rule. So let's look at this. Let me look at this. Look at what we have here. So now we know that if I say the probability of not A, I can write this as the probability of not A. That's how we denote the probability of not A. So what I'm going to do, I need to make the probability of not A subject of the formula. Let's take, this is the probability of A. We add with the probability of not A. Let's equate this to 1 and make this subject of the formula. How can we do that? Let's take the probability of A, move it to the other side, and then we are left with the probability of not A to be 1 minus the probability of A. That's how you find the probability of not A. So the last rule that I want to discuss, the last rule that I want to discuss, it has to do with additional rule. Okay, so this is rule number 3, additional rule. Right, on additional rule, if you want to find the probability of A or B, you're going to add the two probabilities, then you subtract their intersection. Right. So another way to, you see now, this is the common mistakes that most of the learners make. Look at this. I said or, then when I come this side, I write as a symbol. This will be very wrong. We also have to use and this side. So if you say or, then this side you should use and in weight. You should write the and in weight. So another way to write this formula is saying the probability of A plus the probability of B. If we say probability of A union B, that's when you can use that intersection symbol, A and B. And that's it for this one. That's it for this one. Right. So now we'll see how you can use this rules. So you will see how we can rules. What I need you to do, I need you to note down these rules, understand them. So on the next lesson, that's when we're going to do examples on how to apply these rules to solve questions. Looking forward to see you guys on the next lesson.